Have you ever stopped to reflect why, even working so much and striving for the fullest, success and financial prosperity always seem to escape you? Or why, while many people around you build the life you dream, do you feel that you are still stagnant in the same place? If these questions sound family, know that you are not alone. And the truth, although it may hurt at first, is this: the problem is not in the external circumstances. It is not the fault of the boss, the economy, or the bad luck. The real obstacle is within your own mind. My name is David, and I grew up in a home where money was always scarce. I saw my parents, despite working tirelessly and sacrificing sleep nights, barely able to pay the bills at the end of the month. I saw friends discouraged because they believed that financial stability was an unreachable dream. I went through this myself, but I also witnessed the other side of the coin: people with the same initial difficulties, the same challenges, who managed to build wealth, freedom, and security for the future. And that's when I understood something fundamental. Poverty is not just the lack of money. Poverty is a mindset. It manifests itself in habits, beliefs, and thinking patterns that shape their daily actions. This is what I call mental poverty. And believe me, if you don't break these patterns, no matter how much your income will increase, you will always feel that something is missing. In this video, I will share with you 5 millennial principles originating from Jewish wisdom, which have transformed not only my life, but also that of many people around me. These are principles that teach you to think of a large scale, to see opportunities where others see only problems, and build a free existence of constant anxiety for money. These are not magical formulas or random tips on the internet. They are proven truths throughout generations, tested in practice and validated by real experiences. You may be thinking, this all looks beautiful on paper, but how does it work in practice? Let me show. Behind these words are years of trial and error, falls, and achievements. I will tell real stories of people who, applying these principles, have completely changed their trajectories, including mine. Imagine that small changes in your thinking can revolutionize your financial situation. What today seems impossible can become your reality tomorrow. And most surprisingly, these transformations are within the reach of anyone willing to adopt a new perspective and act differently. So follow until the end. I promise you will leave here with practical tools to apply today. You will understand why your current situation is not a sentence, but a habit that can be broken. And you will find out how to take the first steps to break free, once and for all, from the mentality of scarcity and fear of the future. Before we dive into the principles, however, I want you to take a break and reflect on a simple but powerful question. What exactly is it preventing you from being prosperous and free right now? Think about it, because this question will be the starting point for a new way of seeing your possibilities. Now, let's get down to business. I promised you 5 principles capable of deconstructing mental poverty. They are timeless lessons, validated by generations in my own journey. I will show you how I applied them, the mistakes I made along the way, and how they gradually redefine my relationship with money and success. First principle: adopt the investor mindset, not an employee. My first big lesson came from a small investment, just $500 I lent to a friend to help start your business. It looked little, but my view of money changed. Before, I believed that the only way to earn was by exchanging time for salary. After that episode, I understood that money can and should work for me. While the employee depends on a monthly check, the investor seeks to create assets that generate passive income. I will give a concrete example. I know an engineer who, instead of being content with his salary, decided to open a small repairs workshop. He not only invested money, but also time. He studied the market, established contacts, and acquired the necessary tools. In 1 year, its revenue doubled in relation to what it earned in employment. Formal. He is no longer an employee and owned his own destination. Second principle: learn from errors, not the limitations. I lost a lot of money at first, and it was not easy, but instead of sinking into complaints, I faced every damage as a class. Why did this happen? What could I have done differently? What lessons do extract from the situation? I once gave a significant amount in a project that failed. Many would have given up or went into depression. I, however, did a cold analysis: lack of information, wrong strategy, inadequate team. In the next investment, I applied these learnings, and this time, it worked. Errors are not defeat. These are free lessons as long as you are willing to absorb them. Third principle: setting for wiser people than you. I grew up in an environment where people were afraid of dreaming big, but I always sought to live with those who had already achieved what I wanted: entrepreneurs, investors, mentors. Little by little, I absorbed your way of thinking, your habits and strategies. A friend of mine, owner of a successful business, used to say, if you want to be successful, Listen to anyone who has arrived where you want to be. I came to attend events, read biographies, ask questions, and observe the actions of those I admired. In less than a year, I noticed that my own ability to make decisions had become more agile and ambitious. Fourth principle: always think several steps ahead. Many people live in survival mode, win today to pay the bills today. But true wealth is built in tomorrow. Future planning and vision are the keys to freedom. I adopted a simple ritual. Every night, I write down goals for the next day, week, month, and year. This helps me to see beyond immediate emergencies and identify opportunities that others do not see. For example, knowing that investing in skills and networking today can, in a few years, allow me to start an independent business without depending on a traditional job. Fifth principle: give more than you receive. It may seem contradictory, but it works. When I started sharing knowledge, helping people without expecting anything in return, and offering resources even with little availability, something unexpected happened. The universe, or life, as you prefer, began to repay me in ways I could not predict. Sometimes in cash, sometimes on opportunities, sometimes in valuable connections. Certainly, I helped an acquaintance with a business idea when I was busy myself and with limited resources. 6 months later, this relationship resulted in a partnership that brought me much larger returns than I imagined. By giving without waiting, you build an invisible capital of trust and possibilities that no money can buy. These 5 principles, when applied together, create an abundance mindset. They train their brain to see solutions where others see barrier, to act where most are paralyzed, and to generate prosperity that begins, above all, in their head. If you are ready to transform your way of thinking, these principles will be your map. They do not require miracles, only discipline, observation, and constant application. And I can guarantee the sooner you start practicing them, the faster you will see real changes in your life. Poverty is not in your pocket, it is in your mind. Think like an investor, learn from mistakes, surround yourself with smart people, plan in advance, and give more than you get. At first glance, they may seem simple advice, but it is precisely the application of these principles that transforms lives, reconfigure mentalities, and opens doors that previously seemed locked forever. I need you to understand something fundamental. Poverty is not a sentence. She does not live in her bank account, but in her habits, limiting beliefs and fears that have accumulated over the years. And, like any habit, it can be deconstructed. The first step: be honest with yourself. Recognize that something in your way of thinking is keeping you stuck in the same place. When I started to apply these principles, the changes were not instantaneous. There were stumbles, doubts, and moments when everything seemed not to make sense. But gradually I realized a subtle change. Where I once saw problems, I came to see opportunities. I took responsibility for my choices instead of waiting for luck. I understood that wealth and freedom are not present of destination, but direct results of a mindset aligned with consistent actions. And here's the most fascinating: when you change your mindset, the world around you also transforms. You attract people who inspire you, opportunities that once went unnoticed, and resources you didn't even know existed. It all starts with a decision, thinking and acting differently. My advice is practical. Don't expect the right moment. Start today. Write down your goals, seek mentors, analyze your mistakes without fear, and share knowledge. What you give, multiply back. A small step today can become a giant leap tomorrow. Remember, wealth is not just money. It is freedom to choose, internal security, and the certainty that you are in control of your life, not the circumstances. By applying these principles, you not only eliminate mental poverty, you build a life where you feel confident, quiet, and truly free. And if you want to deepen this knowledge, if you are looking for more proven tools that work in practice, follow closely. Each new principle, every real story, can be the missing push for you to take the next step. Believe in your potential, act with courage, learn with your way, and dare to dream bigger, because you write your story and your mind is the most powerful tool to get there. Start now. In a while, when you look back, you will be surprised at how much you advanced just by changing the way you think. The rest is a consequence.